Civil servants in Zimbabwe have begun a two-day strike to demand pay increases. They also want their salaries to be paid in US dollars as the local currency has been rapidly devaluing.
The Zimbabwean government is doubling salaries of healthcare workers this month, but unions say high inflation, which stands at about 190%, has eroded the increases. The average worker, including doctors and nurses, earn about $200 a month. The Zimbabwean dollar has lost over 50% of its value since January. This is partly due to the war in Ukraine. Schools, health facilities and government services could face major disruptions as unions say they expect all the workers to stay at home. But the strike does not seem to have been well observed, with teachers appearing to be at work. Unions are planning a longer strike in September if their demands are not met.
Well, for the latest on this, we're now joined by the organising secretary of the Zimbabwe Confederation of Public Sector Trade Unions, Charles Chinosengwa. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you so much.
All right, so what has led to workers downing tools for 2 days? Didn't civil servants get an increase earlier this year?
Yes, in March we got a salary increase, but looking at the Zim inflation, it had been eroded. So we started negotiations in June. Then the government offers a 100% increase in local currency, that is the RTGS bond. As workers, we are demanding not a salary increase. We are demanding a restoration of our value of our wages pre-October 2018 with the immediate effect. That is the 540 USD as the least paid.
All right, so you're saying that the Zim dollar is not worth anything, and so that which you were being paid before has eroded over time, and so any increase, as long as it's in local currency, is not a real increase because it's not keeping up with inflation.
Yes, the 100% is just as good as nothing. Because looking at the inflation right now, looking at the prices of goods and services are being charged in USD currency, not in RTGS. So we are facing challenges in transferring the RTGS to the USD at the parallel market at the moment, which is close to about 1,000.
Wow.
So as workers, we are finding it very, very, very difficult.
What are the authorities saying? I mean, they must know how difficult life is and how difficult your situation is. Are they seeming to understand, and have they indicated that they will help?
At the moment, it seems as if they are saying we don't have money. That's the latest we got from our last agency meeting. They came empty-handed and said they are still offering the 100% increment in local currency, which is nothing compared to the situation on the ground.
I mean, to keep up with inflation, you have to get your salary increased by, what, 300% every month at least, I'm guessing?
As I said before, we, as workers, we don't need the salary increase. We need a restoration of our buying power as of pre-October 2018. That is the 540 USD.
Right. So the government doesn't have money. I think that's an open secret. What does one do?
We can't say the government doesn't have money, because if you look at their policies and reports. Zimbabwe has made targets, and to say government there's no money to us, it's only a matter of priority, not to say government there's no money. Government has a lot of resources.
All right.
Government has a lot of money coming in, month out. So we can't say government there's no money, but it's only issue of priority.
So if they don't prioritize you, what are you going to do? Will you continue with rolling mass action?
Yeah, according to our plans, as for now, we are saying we are going to embark on this job, 2-day job stoppage. Then come September, it will be continuous.
We saw in the past that the authorities can be quite ruthless with striking workers. We saw doctors and nurses fired. Are you not fearful that many of you could lose your jobs?
At the moment, it's as good as we're being fired already, because the 100% cannot sustain us. We are subsidizing the employer with the 100% increase. It's as good as I'm already being fired by this government. Looking at the 100% increase they are offering.
All right, give us a sense so that we can understand just how difficult life is. An average worker, how much are they getting paid a month?
At the moment, the least paid is getting 36,000 Zimbabwean dollar plus 175 USD.
And how much
looking at the cost of,
how much would that be?
Looking at the cost of rentals, transport, medical, food, the 175 USD is close to nothing, and the 36,000 RTGS is equivalent to 20 to 25 USD if you go to Paro market.
All right, so people are getting paid on average about the lowest paid 190 Zimbabwe US dollars a month, and you want it to go to at least 540.
Yes, we are demanding a restoration of our pre-October 2018 salaries.
All right.
And if you look at the prices, the fuel prices as compared to the fuel price of pre-October 2018, right now the fuel price has gone up as far as $60, $64, $80 per liter. And looking at a lot of goods and services.
So what do you think has gone wrong? Is this bad policies? Is this poor management? Is it external forces such as Ukraine and Russia? What's got Zimbabwe into this situation where you've got inflation that's wiping away your salaries?
Yeah, we can blame Russia and Ukraine, you can blame sanctions, but the little we have at the moment, let's share it equally.
All right, so 500...
We know we are under sanctions, we have Russia, Ukraine, and we have our challenges with the inflation, but the little we have as Zimbabweans, let's share that equally.
Okay. All right, that's where we'll leave it for the time being. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and we'll catch up with you again to see how things are progressing. Tatenda Guru.
Thank you so much, Tinotenda.
Okay, that's the organizing secretary of Zimbabwe Confederation of Public Sector Trade Unions, Charles Chinosengwa, sharing the lament that the workers there, the majority of their salaries paid in Zimbabwe dollars, RTGS, a local currency. And they're saying that they want to go back to the pre-2018 levels, where they were earning something in the value of around $540, which is about 8,000 Rand. And that's devalued over time, and it's sitting at the moment at just 3,000 Rand. So there's a huge jump from where they are and where they need to go. And government is saying, we just don't have money, a story that they're not quite buying.